Right. Over here watching Power. All right. All right, well, check it out. What is the deal, YouTube? What is happening out there? It is your boy, Craig, the Messiah of Xbox. How's everybody doing tonight? I'm doing this little quick PORCHlyte podcast. Shout out, I got a couple of request topics. I can knock them out in about 20 to 30 minutes, if that long. Shout out to the people that are going to come later on. It's Friday night, or I'm sorry, it's Saturday night. Yeah, so it's 9 p.m. I am still tripping. You all are hanging out here with an old man. But what's going on, Fatal? But yeah, it's going to knock out this whole. I'm going to talk about Toxic Gate. Got some Miss Marvel news or Captain Marvel news. I got to get it right myself. And yeah, going to move on. Let's see here. First things first. What's going on, Jamal Adams? I'm going to talk about Toxic Gate. I'm going to try to give a shout out to Matt's Gaming because he addressed some stuff today that I thought needed to be addressed. And I agree with kind of what's going on. I think it's interesting that ever since pretty much once Xbox decided to do this rent to own thing, you got a lot of people in the Xbox community now showing contrition and things like that. So yeah, but I'm going to do the Toxic Gate thing, and but let me start out with some Captain Marvel news. It's being done in the late '90s for one thing. It's not after what happened in Infinity War. So we're going to see Ronan the Accuser again. And we're going to see him at its true height of power when he's in charge of the Kree Navy, and how that war is going with the Kree Nova War, which he does talk about a little bit in the first Guardians of the Galaxy. So, but yeah, but we're going to see that in Miss Marvel, so that'd be cool. What's up, Jemai Dixon? So. Yeah, they're having some fun with some people today. You know, I went out because I took back the Ryzen CPU 1500X, and I got the I believe that's the 1600 I got now. So I got a pretty decent CPU, and I did get some people say to me today I might be able to get some 4K going. So. But it's well, I mean, Fatal again. Rent to own is never a good option. I mean, that's basic financial class 101. If you don't, Dave Ramsey. I mean, people swear by Dave Ramsey, and renting to own something is stupid. If you can't afford to buy it outright, then don't buy it. I mean, that's just like me. That's like me renting to own a joystick. That's $60, and if I rent to own the joystick, it's going to cost me $183. That's why people go into debt. That's a different podcast, though. That is if you don't believe me, you can listen to Dr. Boyce Watkins. He has a master's in finance, and you ask him about rent to own and see how fast your head gets taken off. But again, this is not about rent to own. This is, like I said, I'm not on rent to own. I think the fact that they have to offer, I said they have to, that they're willing, and it's just a leak, it's a rumor. If it's true, that system is dead, because what that means is that they have enough surplus on hand to try to rent it. That's bad. That means all these, and we're going to talk about the whole toxic thing because this adds into the toxic thing. You had a group of toxic people saying that the Xbox X was going to be the Excalibur. It was going to be Excalibur. You know, you had people in the Xbox community saying that they have been oppressed. I mean, they don't know what true oppression is. This is all part of the toxic gate stuff. So, I rented to own stuff when I first got out of college. Because when you're first out of college, you either have zero credit or you don't have enough credit. So renting to own at that point, that makes some sense. But rent to own stuff you need. Like I needed a new mattress for my bed. My box, I needed a new box spring. I needed a new bed. So I rented to own a bed. What that did was that went onto my credit and that helped me build my credit. Then I was able to go out and get like a $4,000 car, paid that off. I mean, that's just reality. So, and this is not about that. This is about it. Why do they need to have a rent to own thing? That's the question. Forget about them doing it. Why? What has happened where they are going to offer this, if they offer it? I mean, Microsoft has not come out and said this is legitimately going to happen. It's a rumor. I mean, people are getting worked up over a rumor. My whole thing is financially, do not buy something. If you can't afford it, don't buy it. You know, don't rent it. Just don't. Okay? I didn't go out and rent Infinity War. Do you know why? Because I could afford to go buy it. I bought it. Period. I went and bought the damn movie. I didn't rent the movie, you know. So it's just it is what it is. So, but it realistically, okay. So Toxic Gate. Now this is shout out to Matt's Gaming. But if you're listening, you got to start with your own comment section. Your own comment section is full of toxic people coming over from Crap Gamer and Mooch's thing. These cats want a cheerleader, but let's go back. Let's jump into the time machine, Marty McFly, and let's look at why this happened. And you have to go back to a fact, even though it's a lie. There's a group of people within the Xbox community. They may not be like this now, but here's the two things I know that really set the whole toxic stuff off. One, you have a group of people who said that there was a media bias against the Xbox. They just said it. Okay, when they said that, they were able to find simple-minded simps like themselves. Okay, and those simps all joined together to become one big simp podcast. Okay, and so there is the beginning of your toxicity right there. They were lying. These guys were outright lying. Okay, and there's been different people like the Titanfall Princess who have said, look, these guys are lying. I mean, she called them all liars. They were outright lying about stuff with the Xbox. But because they were gaining an audience, because they were gaining traction, because they were making money, they wouldn't stop lying. And nobody had the stones to call the other one out. The one guy that did, shout out to him, Randall Thor, he pretty much got booted off those podcasts. Okay? Another thing, and that's one thing. So when somebody lies, not makes a mistake. Let's make this clear. I mean, people make mistakes. These guys are lying. I mean, every effing Sunday, lie after lie, reinforcing the lie. You know, people stalking people outside of Best Buy. Okay, that's toxic right there. People making excuses, people saying that NPD was wrong, people saying that Digital Foundry was paid off. That's all part of the toxic. That came out of the Xbox community. Okay, that's just reality. If you don't believe it, you can go back and find that shit to this day. Also, when Sony was releasing more games, Sony has more studios that are going to release more games. You had people in the Xbox community saying, oh, those games don't count because the only games that count are AAA games. Again, that's the toxicity. That's where it starts. Okay, and to this day, people still remember guys saying that. That's why. Why do you think right now more people are saying, well, wow, look at all these AAA games coming out on the PlayStation? Because the correct answer should be there's always going to be AAA games coming out on PlayStation. The reason why, but let's look at why they're saying it. They're saying it. They are saying it because there were people in the Xbox community that came out and said, well, those games don't count. They're AA games. Okay, that's reality. Yet now they're getting a hard on for games like Nier Automata. They're getting a hard on for games like Hellblade. They're getting a hard on for games like No Man's Sky. You know what I'm saying? So it's those people. I mean, yes, the crap gamers, the mooches, the dealers. These guys are that's it. That's your trifecta of toxicity right there. Okay, so that's why when all that crap happened with Mooch when he got doxxed, people did not feel sorry for him. Yes, it was wrong for him to get doxxed, but people were just like, man, this is bullshit what this guy's saying. And he may be a nice guy. I'm not saying he's not a nice guy, but it's just the top. That's why people didn't care that it happened to him. They were like, well, I saw people do podcasts saying if there was one guy that deserved that to happen to him, it was him. Even though nobody deserves that. Let me make that clear. Nobody deserves that. But there were people saying, yeah, that should have happened because they're just tired of the toxicity. So when you have people that are just outright lying, outright just lying, that will add to it. So now you add, and like Matt's Gaming was saying today, Forza 4 being downgraded. It has been downgraded. It doesn't look like it did at E3. Now, does that mean it's going to be a horrible game? No. It's still going to be, I'm sure, a fantastic game. Forza Horizon 3 is fine. It's a good game. It's legit, okay? It's a fun game. Now that's why you're seeing people tweet things out now, like, well, what happened? How come we just can't get back to gaming? Isn't it amazing when Xbox comes out with possible rent to own? Rent to own. That's not, all right, it's supposed to be a gaming community. If you want to talk about rent to own, go to a finance podcast. Go to a financial podcast. Don't bring it into the gaming because that's financing. Okay, and the number one rule of financing is you don't dig a bigger hole. That's called debt. Okay, and yes, you have, it's like cholesterol. You got good cholesterol, you got bad cholesterol. There's no such thing as good debt. There's just not. You have student loan debt at a crisis in this country. Okay, it's at a crisis in this country. There's people who just ain't paying the government back. So. But that's where I remember the toxicity starting was within their own community with the first lie that was there is that there is an actual bias, a media bias. See, it's okay to say things, but you gotta bring the receipts. And because the Xbox community, they were being pummeled by Sony. The pummeling, people are like, well, it's bad. No. Go back to 2014. Go back to like October of 2014. And certain things happened in 2014 in the fall, going into the summer of 15. When we get to summer of 15, Xbox announces they're going to put all their games on PC. The Xbox community goes into immediate damage control. Even though Crap Gamer was 150% correct when he said this devalues the console. And guess what? He's right. It does. What did they do? They damage control. They start lying. Oh, we're one big happy family now. Oh, and it's just, and then the ultimate smack in the face was, I don't know if you guys remember this or not, 2015, the greatest lineup in Xbox history. Do you all remember that? Yet they got outsold by Sony. They got smashed so they got smoked. You talk about free smoke, that they looked up and it was free smoke coming for them. Green, pink, red, yellow, whatever. So it is what it is, folks. It is what it is. So what's going on, Simply D? So it's, you know, yeah, the rent a box one. Yeah, look, the fact that they are looking to do that, one, it shows surplus. Why is there surplus? Because it didn't get bought. It didn't get bought. Why didn't it get bought? I mean, because according to these simps, these toxic guys, this was going to be a paradigm shift. The only reason, let me give you another toxic statement. The only reason why the PlayStation outsold the Xbox is because of the whole 1080p 900p thing. That's a toxic statement. Okay, that's toxic. Okay, it doesn't matter about the price. Oh, what about the price? It is 1080p because, again, in their minds, because it says Xbox on it, it's better, even though it's not. It's garbage. I've had every iteration of Xbox since they've come out. It's okay. The OG Xbox and the 360, I mean, perfect. They hit it out of the park with those two consoles. This Xbox One, they can't get this shit right. You know, it's still not right. You know, so so they go into the generation under a lie that their console is going to be better. And so what do? Now Digital Foundry's okay. The same cats that said Digital Foundry was paid off don't pay attention to them. Again, toxic now says Digital Foundry's okay. That's the problem. Get the fuck out of here. You can't have it both ways. That's the toxicity. Okay? If you're going to say Digital Foundry is paid off, then Digital Foundry's paid off. Who gives a damn what they think? Okay? That's why. Oh, okay, again, ask yourselves another question. Why does Black Bond have to do a collapse video, an exposed video on Dealer Gaming? Okay? It's simple. It's because Dealer was being a hypocrite. He was being a hypocrite, and Bond called it and put it out on video. So I mean, and yes, you know what? He shouldn't have to. He shouldn't do it. He shouldn't have to do it because Dealer should have corrected himself. Okay, but he doesn't do it. And look, this is not just about him. There's people making toxic statements online now, like I did yesterday. Hey, look, these people that are going to defend rent to own after they were literally just not even a year ago in Sick Humor. No, shout out to Sick, he's in the chat. When you were out there running your damn mouths about 4K uncompromised, 4K textures, you're now trying to talk about rent to own. Get out of here. Literally, get out of here. Okay? Because people are not going to forget the bullshit you were talking unless you come out and get in front of it and say, look, I was caping. I shouldn't have done it. The Xbox is where I'm going to play my games. But if people don't want to be on the system, I'm not going to sit up here and lie about the system. Okay? I was on Porter Rock's podcast, 60 Frames No Lag. Shout out to Porter Rock. And Next Gen 720 was on there. And Jay Fonz was on there. And they were both trying to convince me about these 4K textures. And what did I tell those two guys? I said, this is not going to go the way you all think. Okay, that's what I told them. You can go back and listen to me say that. And guess what? It didn't go the way they thought, did it? Because now you got, shout out to Next Gen 720, you got him saying the best looking games that he has played is on the PlayStation. Those are his words. I'm not putting words in his mouth. Okay, somebody said they were going to render him unconscious because they were so mad at him because he said the Kraken is lacking. Okay, he said the Kraken is lacking. That's his thing. And I mean, if he had trademarked that and put that on a T-shirt, he'd probably be living in the Beverly Hills right now. You know, like mine. I should have trademarked and put out that does a little bit more. I'm the one who said the Xbox X was going to do a little bit more. If you want to know where that came from on this planet Earth, who invented that and put it into this community, it was me. Now, I dare somebody in this chat to say, no, it's doing a whole lot more. Because then you're going to have to give an example. And if you and if not, you're moist. Okay, it says we got to get it out. If we're going to talk about Toxic Gate, let's get it out. Let's take the biggest UFO out of the sky and land it into the yard right now. You're going to sit up there and you're going to explain to me how this system is doing greater than a little bit more. I've got one. Remember, I've got one. okay? And I've plugged it back in, and it does a little bit more, okay? So when you are talking features and not games, that's a loss. I mean, you guys, this is what you guys do not understand, but you guys keep coming. It's like when I don't know, you saw Infinity War when Thanos is in Wakanda and he tries to hit Captain America, and Captain America catches his fist and he's just holding his fist screaming, ah, and Thanos just takes his hand and just whack, knocks him halfway across eternity. That's what keeps happening to you guys. So maybe finally the fact that I was listening to a podcast yesterday, and one of these simps turns around and says, well, Microsoft is worth more than Apple right now. Microsoft's worth more than Apple. Again, what does that have to do with gaming? Instead of just saying, you know what, it's over, it's done, it's a loss. We're done with this, okay? Look, even the DC fanboys, let me just give you all an example that the Xbox community is going to start following, because I'm going to set it. The DC fanboys were arguing, and if you think we're in a toxic fanboy flame war, men and women going back at it like nobody's business every single day in these chat rooms. You think this is bad? You ain't seen nothing. Look, DC is so bad, Deadpool made fun of them. And that commercial, or when Deadpool 2, if you all haven't seen it, he literally says to Cable, you're so dark. Are you sure you're not from the DC universe? I mean, they're a joke now. And even the most hardened DC fanboy, when Justice League came out, and it flopped. I'm talking about it was a fish. It was a flop. It was Quantum Break flop. Okay, it was Rise, Son of Rome flop, even though everything copied Rise, but it was a flop. I mean, so once they saw that, they shut up. They just shut up and they went away. Okay, Mass Effect Andromeda, I've documented this well to you guys. When you had people like Gamer MD83 and N7K and the Andromeners and all these people out there running this game, this go. This is going to be great. It's going to be fantastic, blah, blah, blah. The game comes out and it's garbage. It is garbage. But they went away. So, I mean, it is what it is, guys. I mean, so for Max Gaming, shout out to Max Gaming for wanting to address it, but you got to start with your own comment section, bro. I mean, that's where it starts. It's your comment section, because the almighty Spartan God has been in there, trying to tell people the truth. Shout out to him for trying to tell people the truth. Shout out to Corey Massey, because at least they're in there trying to tell these guys the truth. They don't listen. They're like that Age of Ultron robot. You blow up one and another one was just standing there. That's just the way they are. So the Apple sells shit products. Well, their profit margin says that you're wrong. Again, but sick, you're right. It's worth $1 trillion on paper. My point is that you had some simp saying Microsoft is worth more than that. And here they are. What's that got to do with gaming? Okay, that's like you inviting me over to grill out at your house, and I start talking about friggin' 9/11. You go like, man, what's that got to do with my barbecue? I mean, this, it is what it is. So I mean, it's like it goes both ways. It's coming. You're right. It's coming. But it's coming from the Xbox community. But here's what I have seen over the last 3 weeks. Now, remember when I told you guys 6 weeks ago, I said the closer we get to Spider-Man, the stupider the comments are going to get. Now, again, I said that, okay? I told you all to steel yourselves, okay? Because the comments are just going to get worse and worse and worse. I love now how people just ain't even paying them no attention. Oh, Spider-Man's been downgraded. Okay, well, is that what Insomniac Games said? Did Insomniac Games come out at some point and say that they downgraded Spider-Man? Okay, because if they haven't, then the game has not been downgraded yet. So that's the truth. Let's just keep it honest here. Again, let's get the biggest UFO out of the sky and land it into the front yard. This is why I told you guys it's not official until it comes out of whether it be the movie studio, the developer, the actor or actress, anybody. Do not believe anything you see online. Okay, Sick Humor. Shout out to him. Shout out to him again. If you don't believe that that game, Forza Horizon, has been downgraded, look at Sick's video he put up last week. Just look at it. You can clearly see it's been downgraded. Now, does that mean it's going to be a horrible game? I said this earlier. No, it doesn't mean it's going to be a horrible game. So, well, look, Microsoft has gone full service. That's a full service console. All right. Remember what is his name? Satya Nadella. If I'm mispronouncing his name, I'm sorry. He said that I see Xbox becoming a service under Microsoft. That's what it is. All Xbox is a service for everybody to go and use. That's why they want crossplay. That's why they want crossplay, because it increases the value of their services. That's just reality. I mean, yeah, we can go beat around the bush and stuff like that. Ultimately, it keeps them relevant, and it's a service that that adds more value to their company. That's what they want it for. It makes sense. It's a business. It's a business, So I mean, it is what it is. So you're gonna do some more research on Cyberpunk? Well, yeah. It's like, can somebody tell me why it's called Cyberpunk? I mean, that's first thing I need to know. And is it gonna have some guy in there named Ray Tracing? Because if it ain't got no Ray Tracing, I don't want no Cyberpunk. I'm once I get that 2080 Ti, I'm full bore. No, I'm sorry. Once I go, because that's a game I'm getting on PC. Like, I'm gonna get Anthem on PC. I'm going to get Cyberpunk on PC. What else am I getting on PC? That's it. So on Star Citizen, I'm getting that on PC. Elite Dangerous, I'm gonna be switching over to PC for that. So yeah, that's why I haven't really been playing a whole lot of Elite Dangerous for all you all who don't know. So can't bring the Samsung. Really? Yeah, I'm gonna get that 2080 Ti and I'm gonna hook it up to my Ryzen CPU. And because that's gonna be the best combo. Can't nobody touch that Ryzen CPU. That 1600, that's the GOAT. You can't get 16 gigs of RAM. How you getting a 2080 Ti? I just said I will find a way. I emailed my supervisor, so I'm gonna start working 4 days a week. So actually, I may be able to get 16 gigs of RAM by not September 1st, by the end of September. Yeah, because it's ridiculously expensive. But yeah, that 2080 Ti, that's I gotta have that. That's unfair. I mean, like I said, that is unfair to have that big. I mean, but I don't have to have it yet. I can wait till maybe the second iteration. But yeah, I mean, I'll be at 1440p 60 on all my games. So, because my Ryzen CPU 1600 guarantees that. So, plus I'll be able to do some cool things on my computer screen, like play music in the background. So it is what it is. I don't have to worry about that. Plus, I'm sure, I'm sure you guys will donate to the church because you all are good, studious apostles. So it is what it is. So is there even gameplay for Cyberpunk? Not yet, but they said it. I heard. Shout out to Yang Ye. I think he announced that. He said that it's playable all the way through. So that's one of the first things they got to get done. They got to have a playable out there. Then they got to put together a tech demo. Because I mean, all we've seen is pre-rendered CGI cut scenes. They look good. They look good. So I asked them for free smoke. No, not yet. I haven't got fired yet. So wait till Cyber Monday or Black Friday. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm getting ready for that. So, and I don't need 16 gigs of RAM. I need 8 gigs of RAM. That's what I need. What I want is 16. So, but I can't confuse what I want with what I need. I need 8 gigs of RAM. So that's just reality. That's reality. I mean, in theory, I could do it with 4, but I will go with 8 gigs of RAM. So I'm happy, So, You need 30. Well, what is DRAM? What is that? What's the difference in DRAM and DDR4? Because I just want 8 gigs of DDR4. So Microsoft talking like they are going to go third party. Really? I tell you what, if they want to become a service console, a service, if Xbox wants to become a service, that's what they'll do. I mean, if you talk about making the money, I mean, if you talk, and then they can just sit up there and say that we're gonna, in order for these games to come out, we want them to enable crossplay because they'll still be first party games. They'll just be on the Sony platform. They can just say we'll only put them on the Sony platform if they enable crossplay. Now, at that point, Sony would then enable crossplay. At that point, they would enable, because at that point, Xbox is now a service. So it's just kind of like, it's just like Hulu, Netflix, Vudu. You know, they're no longer a threat. So they'd be like, yeah, all right, if you all are just going to make games and put them on our console, fine. So it's RAM, but the full name is DRAM. Yeah, that's fine. All right, now somebody's talking about VRAM. No, man, that's terrible. So, I mean, I don't know what the differences are, guys. Somebody put in a thing. What's the difference in VRAM? V, I guess, would be video. So what's the D mean? So, because I'm just going to get DDR4. So it's that's all I'm getting. So like I said, so but no, I mean, but that's the whole toxic gate thing. I mean, that's where it started, was within the Xbox community. Now, I admit there's people in the Sony community that are just as stupid. I mean, I'm here to tell you that they are. But what I have at least noticed in my thread is, shout out to guys that are doing this, and shout out to the ladies that are doing this. They're just ignoring them. They're just ignoring them. I mean, look, we're 13 days away from Spider-Man, and at least the Sony people are talking about gaming. The Microsoft people, if you want to call them that, they're talking about rent to own. That's the difference in the communities right now. One community is talking games. The other community is talking rent to own. I mean, that's just reality. All right. Thank you there, the almighty Spartan God. This direct message me on Twitter. Just put it in my direct, and I'll read it later. Dynamic random access memory. Why is it dynamic? What makes it dynamic? So, why are people hyping up Cyberpunk when there is no gameplay? Good question. The reason why is because CD Projekt Red is a quality developer. That's why. Okay, that's why. So, but you're right. The game could be trash. I mean, look, it could be garbage. So, they should GTFO the console space. Look, I've seen a lot of people over the last 3 weeks, and I don't know if you all noticed this too. How many people have you all noticed on Twitter that were quote unquote Xbox guys now saying they're just going to go ahead and get PCs? I mean, seriously, have you? Because I've noticed that a whole lot. I mean, I've noticed a lot of people saying, you know what, they're going to keep their Xboxes, but a lot of them are going to go ahead and get the, a lot of them are going to go ahead and get the and get PC. Which again, all you're going to do in your PC is you're going to play at a little higher res, but you're more worried about the performance. Okay, you want better performance. So DRAM requires a external memory refresh circuit, which periodically rewrites the data in the capacitor restoring them. Oh my God, that's crazy. I don't need that, dude. Oh, what's up, Trey BK? What is happening? So, somebody is in here called Free Smoke. All right, you got to be kidding me. There's somebody in the chat called Free Smoke. Oh my goodness, man. Somebody calls himself Free Smoke. Free Smoke, I hope you're sub to the podcast, bro. I hope you're sub. We got to get to 810, so I got to cut the fat off the podcast. I need 810. You all got to go out and tell everybody tell one person to sub to my podcast. That's all we need. We get this thing to like 810, then we're going to bring it down to like 8, because I brought it down already. I was at 807. I cut the fat because these fanboys have got to go. I got to only deal with grown-ass folks. I mean, I don't mind shooting the shit from time to time, you know, but, you know, it's grown man time. I mean, we got rent-to-own bullshit console right now. I mean, what the hell is going on? Like I said, you go from 4K dynamic gaming to, and now they're talking about, well, it's an option. That's not the point. That's not the point. Okay, I mean, really. And then I love how oh man, shout out to, I can't think of who it was. I saw a great tweet this morning before I went to work. It said Rise of the Tomb Raider is going to not Rise, I'm sorry. Shadow of the Tomb Raider is going to outsell Spider-Man. And I love what the person put into the window, the chat window. It said, well, it should. It's going to be on 3 platforms, PC, PlayStation, and Microsoft. Spider-Man will only be available on 1 platform. So, I mean, and that's the way you got to handle it, guys, okay? Don't get into this whole back and forth. Don't do that. Just say, yeah, well, it's on 3. Well, what's up, Chili Hog? Don't get into this whole Nerf war of, oh, well, you know what? It's going to be this. And don't do that. Don't do that with them. Yeah, rip John McCain. Rip John McCain. I admire any man or woman that serves his nation. And rip John McCain. So that's just, it is what it is. So, but I love there's somebody here named Free Smoke. So, you know, it is what it is. So, you all know what to do if somebody's being racist. You all already know. Boot them, and then I'll boot them for good. So, you know, just it is what it is. So, you know, it is what it is. So, but yeah, yeah, shout out to Free Smoke. I mean, somebody calls himself Free Smoke. That's that's hilarious right there. It should be hashtag Free Smoke though. Xboxes want their bragging rights. Well, I don't know how in the world they can get bragging rights on what? I'm serious. I mean, this is the problem. There's nothing to brag about. That goes into the toxicity, right? If they feel like they got to brag, that's being toxic. You know, that's, you know, Rise wasn't a sale. Yeah, it flopped. You know, it flopped. I mean, again, I'm not here saying it's a good or bad game. I haven't played it yet. It is on Xbox Game Pass. So, and I'm not dissing the game. I'm just saying the game flopped. You know, it did. So, and all you kept talking, and so they switched that argument to only thing people play is third party. Because at this point, instead of them just taking the loss, they didn't. They just wouldn't shut up. And now I got grown men trying to defend rent to own. It ain't gonna happen. It is not gonna happen. You know, so not while I'm around. Okay, it ain't happening. If you're gonna defend rent to own, then you got to go. Like I said, it's over with. I mean, get out of here with that. So, I mean, rent to own, really? What's next? You're going to talk about going to the check cashing place to go get your rent to own shit down? I mean, golly. So, hard main, you can't expect an apology from a fuck stick. Okay, you're just going to have to move on yourself. Okay, it's just the way it is. So, you know, you got to be the bigger man here. And let's talk about who. Let me tell you this right now. September 7th. All right. September 7th. I got the day off. How many of you all got the day off so they can play Spider-Man? So how many of you all got that day off to play Spider-Man? So, yeah, let them damage control about true 4K. Well, I mean, look, you got the Pro and the X do true 4K. They do. So that's just reality. It's just people got to let it go. I'm talking about people on the PlayStation community got to let it go. So both the X and the Pro do native 4K gaming. They do checkerboarded. They do sparse. They do friggin' dynamic. People got to let it go. Like Next Gen said, shout out to Next Gen. Come home, Rambo. Come home. Okay. Well, I mean, Spider-Man has not been downgraded according to Insomniac Games. Okay, and that's it. Like I said, I don't even look at the screenshots because I'm just going to play the game, and I will find out what the best settings are. If you have a Samsung TV, I will find out the best settings for us, and then I'll put those settings out for Spider-Man. Okay, because you don't have to keep your game at the same settings. All right, I play Mass Effect Andromeda. When I play it at a different setting than I have my TV set for, say, Gears of War or Horizon Zero Dawn. So that's just me, though, but I'll put those settings out. So Hard 8 says other ways. Okay, well, I'm not here to say it's not, but until Insomniac Games comes out with an official statement, just don't worry about it. Okay, because according to Insomniac, it's going to be 4K through something called temporal injection, and that's all I need to know. That's all I need to know. So, you know, Well, okay. Well, I mean, again, I'm not getting into that because see, Mr. Dixon, that's the toxicity right there. If that's what happened, let it go. Not your monkey, not your circus. Okay, if you live life like that, it would be okay. But as far as the toxic gate, if I were to say to you, I saw Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which looks fantastic, by the way, on the Xbox. If I said Lara Croft dove into the water and she did not cause a splash, that's not being toxic because that's an observation. Okay, that is a real observation. That really did happen. So you can't accuse somebody who brings that up as being toxic. Now, if I say that she didn't cause a splash and the Xbox X is garbage, it's trash, blah, 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 that's me being toxic. There's a difference. Okay, there is a difference. So, So, but what in the world? I mean, it's Saturday. Why are y'all hanging out with an old man? I mean, I'm old. I should be here. I just had a birthday. My mom made me the most beautiful chocolate cake. It's the most beautiful, beautiful chocolate cake. And I got some cookies and cream ice cream. And I am about to go to town. My girl wanted to come over here tonight. I said, nope. I'm chilling tonight. So, yeah, I'm hanging out tonight. So, I don't think anybody's got to worry about voting for Trump. Why can't anybody show me a link to that downgraded video? What downgrade? Are you talking about the Forza video? If that's what you're talking about, just go to Sick Humor's channel. So I had a good birthday. I was trash like the whole day. The whole day. So Spider-Man, all they have is a picture. I mean, guys, look. When you think about how bad they feel. They talking about downgraded games and rent-to-own consoles. And I mean, to me, if you're going to talk about rent to own, you need to go take a financial class. I mean, people are like, well, what about options? Well, how about you go in there and use the first option, which is cold hard cash, COB, cash on the barrel here, the greenbacks, the dinero. It's all about the Benjamins. Go in there and get this console like that. Like J-Dub said, you can get an Xbox One S for $189.99, brand new. You can go to a pawn shop and offer at a pawn shop and offer $149 and probably get it $149.99. Or maybe you say I'll give you $145 for it. They'll be like, yeah, that's fine. I mean, I'm serious, man. I mean, but I wouldn't worry. I mean, let me ask you all this right now. How many of you all think Spider-Man has been downgraded? I'm just asking. I want to prove a point here. How many of you all in the chat think Spider-Man has been downgraded. This a simple me would suffice. Because the next question is, why do you think it's been downgraded? So, yeah, thank you all for all the birthday wishes. I did see them on Twitter. I do appreciate those. So Free Smoke says no downgrade. Well, happy belated birthday, Chili Hog. Chili Hog is a Leo. So now hard main, that's being toxic. That's not the question. All right, so if you don't believe it's been downgraded, then let's move on, okay? Then let's move on. Remember, come home, Rambo. Come home. All right, it's over. I mean, if you want to look at it another way, let me give you another way to look at it. Xbox has become a service-based module for Microsoft. Sony has won this console war at every single round. First-party IP, third-party IP got way more content on the PlayStation than Sony got, than Microsoft got. You got some games, because it's important to them. So let's acknowledge there are some games that do look and run better on the Xbox, because the reality is that's the truth. That's the truth. So we need to acknowledge that and then move on. Remember, come home, Rambo. Come home. All right. So it's just that the fight's over. You can just put your gun down. Let's go grab a beer. Can somebody please tell me where I can go get this 500 million Xbox? I just want the headset and or the gamepad. I saw somebody had that thing turned on online. That thing is gorgeous. That thing is gorgeous. So, you know, so I mean, I'm trying to get you all to come home. What about the Crackdown 3 upgrade? That's fine. That's fantastic. Look, nobody wants Crackdown to come out more than I do, because it'll finally get these guys to shut up talking about it. I mean, again, I'm not saying that to be funny. People got to stop talking about it. So, so it's that's right. Free smoke. I mean, Halo Storms and they're getting free smoke. That's hilarious. There's somebody that's in there that's just doing it. I mean, that's hilarious. I don't know who that is, but some y'all are funny. Yeah, you all are funny as hell. So he's explaining voting for Trump. Oh man. Now y'all are in there giving him free smokes in there. That's hilarious. There's a troll named Free Smoke. I may have to make. How many of you all want Free Smoke to be a mod? How many of you all want Free Smoke to be a mod? Because that is hilarious. Somebody just woke up and decided to call themselves Free Smoke. You think Crackdown's canceled? I hope not. I hope you're wrong, Corey. I hope you're wrong. So I hope it's not, man. I mean, I think what really pissed people off at Microsoft and Xbox is when they canceled Scalebound. I mean, people were already upset with them, but then when they canceled Scalebound, people just got mad at them. I mean, they were just mad at them. I didn't So, oh man, so that's not worthy of a mod. And that's funny. I mean, I tell you what, if you change it to hashtag free smoke, I will make you a mod. But it's got to be hashtag free smoke. And that's all I can say. Oh man. So because my smokestack is I was playing I need to play H1Z1. If anybody wants to play H1Z1, hey, I'm up all night long for that. So I will, Chili Hog. If he changes it to hashtag free smoke, I'll mod him because that shit's funny, man. That is funny. But what somebody needs to do is shout out. Did you all see Titanfall Princess's video? Shout out to Titanfall Princess. She did a video where she made this rent sign. I mean, have you all ever heard of Rent-A-Center? What somebody needs to do with their incredible skill set with these, the way you guys can make Photoshop, Somebody needs to Photoshop like an Xbox emblem up there for Rent the Center. I mean, I'll be on the floor. That'd be a great birthday present. Somebody can do that, and then somebody can make one where there's just a stick of butter called Xbox. That because you know what, you got that doll. I tell you what, can we rent the doll? Will Xbox let us rent that Xbox doll? Because if they do that, I'll do it. I will do it. If they let me rent that doll, I will go ahead and rent the doll and have it here in the house, and we will unbox it and put it together. Oh my God. Oh man. Yeah, I mean, look, when people, this is what I saw. This is somebody who observed, okay? When Scalebound got canceled, and remember when it got canceled, what did these simps being toxic, because we're talking about Toxic Gate, what did they say? They said Platinum Games was stealing money from Microsoft. That's toxic. That's the problem. That's a problem. I don't want nobody here to say, oh, well, they were just saying, nah, man, nah. F that. Let's get the biggest UFO out of the sky and land it in the yard. The Xbox community was running around saying Platinum Games stole money from Microsoft. Get the F out of here. I'm serious, man. Get out of here with that crap. That's the problem. That's right. Free smoke for president. So, well, thank you, Corey, man. See, oh, it's cool, man. It was 7 in the morning. I was drunk. I had a good time. So, you know. Scalebound got canceled because the fans overhyping it. That's another problem. See, that's not true. I don't know. Why would you cancel something people are hyped for? That's like, okay, that's like Disney canceling Avengers 4 because everybody's still talking about it. Avengers, Infinity War was so good, people are just still talking about it. Like literally, you can talk. Shout out to John Campia. Infinity War was so good, he had to do a 5-hour recap show on it. So shout out to John Campia for doing that. I had to do recap shows on it. So, oh, that's hilarious, man. They go change your name to hashtag free smoke. Oh my God, that's so funny. I'm sorry, man. That tickles me. That's how fast you guys do that. See, it would take me 3 days to figure out how to change my name. You're gonna call yourself Free Smoke. You're gonna watch it again tonight. I'm telling you, man, it was good. Fatal, what's the challenge? But I'm serious, man. I mean, I love talking about Toxic Gate but everybody's got to stop too. So I'm gonna do it's in vain, I think. But I honestly think if you guys take a step back, you will see how bad Microsoft lost this generation. So it's time to come home. Okay, the general is calling you back. It's okay to come back home. Drink a beer, and smell like a titty. Well, how about everybody just smell like a titty for about 24 hours? I know I'm going to smell like a titty all day tomorrow. So, because I got, I'm going to smell like a titty. So, so I'm basically saying to the chat, everybody needs to just smell like a titty, not worry about the console thing because it's time to come home. Okay? Oh, what's the challenge? I mean, like I said, it's yeah, I'm going to make him a mod because that's hilarious. So, but it's time, it's come home, Rambo. Xbox should be going crazy 15 days from Spider-Man PS4. Well, that's the thing. See, that's the toxicity. But we knew they were going to start going crazy. We knew it. So now let me be honest with you. I knew it would be silly, but I didn't think it would get to the point where it was almost ratcheted. So, but that's where they are as a community. And it's not all of them, but it's enough of them. And again, it's time to come home. It's, you can just come home, bring the tank home, bring the jet home, refuel it, and everybody's just going to smell like a titty, okay? This is, talk about a titty. Let's smell like a titty. So, Xbox related. Okay. I'll do that next week because I'm gonna do a big one that's gonna be superhero and superhero related. So, that's no problem. So, but yeah, somebody requested me talk about Toxic Gate. So, and again, this is me trying to go halfway with Max Gaming because Max Gaming is like, man, it's silly. It's like kindergarten. Ultimately, you get into a fight and you bloody somebody's nose or your nose got bloody and you shook the man's hand or whatever and you walked away. And I agree 100% with Next Gen. It's time to come home, Rambo. It's okay. It's time to come home. So it's all about what is that symbol? Well, it's yeah, that's over with though. I agree with you, Chris Jones. It was silly for them to do that, but it's time to come home. Okay, it is time because you ain't seen toxicity until September 7th when that game comes out. I mean, you talk about it's going to be just an implosion online, and what everybody needs to do, this buying Spider-Man, just take some screenshots and just put hashtag stunning. That's it. Just put hashtag stunning and leave it alone. Because I'm going to do it for that. I'm going to do that for Tomb Raider when I get it. I'm going to do that for Assassin's Creed. So I'm going to do that no matter what. Like I was doing yesterday for Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm about to start Into the Frozen Wilds. And that looks stunning. I mean, I ain't joking. That's some of the best looking graphical game I ain't never seen. So, no, gaming related. Okay, it has to be gaming related. All right. Well, the only game coming. Okay, that's fine because I want to talk about Assassin's Creed. So, and I can talk about the 2080 Ti and ray tracing. Yeah, that's cool. That's all game related. I'll talk about the Ryzen CPU. So I'll tell everybody how close my PC. I got 4 of the Infinity Stones. So we'll walk through that. So we're going to have a good time. So do you think Microsoft's going to third party still have to? So, yeah. I mean, I do. So, yeah, Corey, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with correcting the record. Let me make that clear for everybody. And there's a way to do it, and there's a way not to do it. So I saw that, Mr. Dixon. I'm jealous. I am jealous. So because I don't know how to take pictures like that. But I could take my camera down and just kind of pan over everything I got. So, but GT Sport Alpha build to pre-release Forza 7 and talking about fanboyism. Yeah. Well, again, it is what it is. It's time to come home though, Rambo. It's okay. It's time to come home. Oh man. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So I can't wait to talk more about ray tracing because I got to do my research on it. So I'll do that. So yeah, but I'm just telling you all right now, you cats in the Xbox community, tomorrow these PlayStation quote unquote podcasts, they are going to go full pony mode over this whole rent to own thing. And that may not be true for all I know. And that's why I keep saying it. It's true, man. This is bad. This is bad. So you'll see the search function on the PlayStation Store got changed. Okay, well, we'll talk about that too. And we'll talk about the smoke. Oh man. Yeah, Nintendo needs to be dropping a Pokemon or a Donkey Kong game. So, pretty soon. So I'm looking forward to talking about Donkey Kong. So, but yeah, we're talking about the smoke. Now, what else did you need, Mr. Dixon, on your build? Did you have RAM and I just didn't see it? So, the smoke. Yeah, we'll give out some free smoke on that podcast. I know that. So, you got to change your icon to some green smoke. Well, that would be funny if he did that. And that would be funny if he did that. So, because that free smoke on that H1Z1, that is hilarious. So you need the RAM and the 2080 Ti. Are you really going to get the 2080 Ti on the first run? Well, I don't blame people because that shit, like I said, it came out to a dump on console gaming. But what about the 1070? Would you settle for a 1070 Ti? Rhythm spoons. Yeah, see, OEJ, that's my whole thing. My whole point on that is that I don't care that Microsoft is doing it. Is people need to ask themselves why they're doing it. That to me is the bigger question. Okay, I don't care that they're doing it. Why are they doing it? See, that's the question I got. So, you know, why is there enough surplus to offer this program? Possibly. So you're getting one September if available and one in October. You talking about the TI, the 2080 Ti? Yeah, and people, you got to really understand. I got 4 Infinity Stones for my PC, so that thing is close to being done, and I'm going to start having more PC centric stuff, games and stuff like that on my podcast. So that's just what I'm going to start doing. It's not like I won't be talking about console gaming anymore because I will, but it just won't be as much, you know. I mean, I got to do my whole UFO thing. I got to get you guys caught up on the whole UFO disclosure project. So, you know, just it is what it is. You can't settle for a 20, let alone a 2080 Ti is an Infinity Stone. It's like the Reality Stone, right? Are you going to get 2 of them? Damn. Are you going to rent them? I'm just kidding. So I'm sorry. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Yeah, well, good luck getting them, man. I shout out to you if you do get 2 of them, and let us know how that is. You know, let us know how that is. So, you know, you want them to go back to having Xbox exclusives. Well, like I said, I mean, it's time to come home. See, the beautiful thing is to do that, but we can do that from a distance. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because there's enough on my Xbox I can play it. Okay, I can play Oblivion. I can play Fallout 3. Yes, I've already beaten those games, but I did enjoy them. I can get games on Game Pass, so I'm good. Okay. But with that said, I am, you know, I'm not going to buy another game on Xbox except Shadow of the Tomb Raider. That's the next game I'm going to physically buy, and I'm not going to buy that until I beat Spider-Man at least 2 or 3 times. So, you know, so it is what it is. We got people talking about streaming, console streaming, you know, streaming, all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's just, and look, I don't mind streaming. Like I said, I think you could download part of the game and then stream over the other part of it, which I'm fine with that. I don't care. That's just another service that's going to be offered. I mean, again, it is what it is, guys. It's time to come home. The Xbox has gone full service. And look, if those simps want to defend it, let them defend it. You know, what I love is that they will say, my favorite quote out of the Xbox community is, if Microsoft is doing it, then Sony's going to have to do it. That's, I mean, that's my favorite quote, you know. So it is what it is, guys. So, but guys, I am going to get on up out of here. The destruction of the Xbox is complete by Sony. It was Alderaan and Sony was the Death Star. Okay. It was the DCEU. Sony is the MCU. Okay. And eventually, once the Xbox community, they're going to keep lashing out. As soon as the Sony community starts ignoring them, it will all that will come to a screeching halt as well. So guys, I appreciate you being here. Thanks for the birthday wishes. Shout out to you, Corey Massey. Good work over there in Matt's Gaming's channel's comment section, trying to bring, trying to be the resurrector to wake up the dead. And maybe it got through to some people. And maybe Matt's got through to some more people today. And all you can hope is I do. Like I said, I am officially calling a cease to hostilities at this point. It's time to come home, Rambo. It is time to come. I mean, celebrate. You know, drink a beer. I'm gonna be. Shout out to Sick Humor. If I'm still alive after tomorrow and the sun comes up, and I can get on his PlayStation Plus podcast, I will be drinking beer. That because it's celebration time. I mean, ding dong, the witch is dead. Let's go full pony mode tomorrow. Then Monday, we got to start getting prepped for Spider-Man. Okay, that's just reality, guys. And let's go ahead and enjoy it. And keep the screenshots coming of Spider-Man. Keep your information coming for Spider-Man. So it's just time to go into game mode. And the tie goes to the runner. The tie goes to the runner. And the runner clearly in this case was the PlayStation. So, all right, guys. So we're going to get on up out of here. I do appreciate it. And certainly hope everybody has a good evening. And I know I am. So I got to get ready for tomorrow. And everybody just go out and drink a beer. Have one on me. This is the Messiah of Xbox signing off. Take it easy, guys. Peace.